In honor of Monster Madness here on Cinefix, we scoured the internet for obscure facts and fact-like pieces of information about some of our favorite monster movies. Let's get into it. Here are 7 things you probably didn't know. 2013's Pacific Rim had that guy from Sons of Anarchy in it, that guy from It's Always Sunny, and it also had that guy from The Wire. Anyway, it turns out that that guy from Scientology, not that guy, was considered for Idris Elba's role in Pacific Rim, which would have made even less sense than casting Charlie Day as a scientist. Moving on to the new horror classic Saw, you probably didn't know, or at least you probably didn't notice, that there are no exterior shots in the entire movie. And that's because they couldn't afford it. You see, shooting things outside requires all sorts of expensive permits and special lighting rigs, and don't even get me started on all the bribes. They just didn't have any money left after they paid for that super creepy puppet. In Jurassic Park, the T-Rex's roars are actually a combination of dog, penguin, tiger, alligator, and elephant sounds. Meanwhile, the Brachiosaurus' sounds were a combo of a whale and a donkey. Well, we've got access to all those animal sounds here, so we figured it would be pretty easy to recreate this ourselves. We put together our own combination of dogs and alligators and penguins and all of that crap to make our very own T-Rex. And it goes a little something like this. Well, that didn't work at all. Maybe our Brachiosaurus came out better. Not better. Although this does explain why Jurassic Park won Oscars for Best Sound and Best Sound Effects Editing, whereas we just put all that together on an intern's iPhone. One of the most iconic images from King Kong is when Kong climbs the Empire State Building. Well, in Peter Jackson's 2005 remake, they created a CGI version of the landmark for that scene. What you probably didn't know is it took 18 months to build the CGI Empire State Building. The real thing was built in 14 months. So it actually took more time, and probably more money, to create a cartoon than an actual building. Speaking of really, really expensive CGI, the CGI for the Anaconda in the movie Anaconda cost $100,000 per second, which is an insane amount of money today, but is even more expensive in 90s money. Even though Sir Mix-a-Lot's Anaconda don't want none unless you got buns, hun, he probably would have done it for a lot less money. After all, they'd already cast Jennifer Lopez's buns, so he might have done it for free. Horror classic Poltergeist has the famous scene where hands pull the flesh off of the investigator's face in the bathroom mirror. What you didn't know is those hands are actually Steven Spielberg's. Even though he didn't direct Poltergeist, Spielberg co-wrote the screenplay and produced it. So I guess the fact that Spielberg's the kind of guy who likes pulling skin off of people's faces is just a bonus fact. So you're welcome, Internet. Last on our list, we have an interesting tidbit from Cloverfield. In the movie, the head of the Statue of Liberty is shown about 50% bigger than it is in real life. It turns out that most people imagine the statue's head being a lot bigger than it actually is and complained about it looking too small in the trailer. So the filmmakers gave Lady Liberty the old reverse Beetlejuice. You know, because in Beetlejuice they made his head smaller, but in this instance they made it bigger, so it would be the reverse Beetlejuice. That's a phrase, right?
Hey, this might be a good look for me.
That's it for today's episode, but if you knew some or all or any of this stuff, feel free to be super smug about it in the comments. Thanks for watching, and please subscribe to Cinefix.